Hello friends, this is Renuka. Today I have brought a very interesting topic for you, which is light. This light chapter I have divided into 3 parts. Today we are going to do first part. In this part we will study some of the terms related to light and reflection of light, types of reflection, and we are also going to solve some of the numerical problems on reflection. So make sure that you watch this video till the end. So let's start with the simple definition of light. What is light? Light is an invisible form of energy which makes the object visible. Yes, you heard it correctly. Light is an invisible form of energy which enables us to see the object. But then you would say you can see light everywhere on the surface of earth. Let me solve this puzzle. See, if you go in space, can you see light? No, you cannot see light. Even though sunlight is present there, but you cannot see light. The reason is that we can see light only when it gets reflected or scattered. Earth has atmosphere which has dust particles and gas molecules. So when the light incident on these dust particles and gas molecules, it gets scattered and therefore we can see the light. So we conclude that light is an invisible form of energy which makes the object visible. Before we move further, let's study some of the terms related to light. First is rectilinear propagation of light. This rectilinear propagation of light says that light travels in a straight line. You may have seen sunlight entering through the small opening of doors and windows. It appears as a straight line because light travels in a straight line. This property of light is called as rectilinear propagation of light. Most of the phenomena in light are explained on the basis of rectilinear propagation of light. Then we have speed of light. Speed of light is the speed with which light travels, and it travels with a very high speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This is the maximum attainable speed in the nature. Nothing can move faster than light. No aircraft, no plane. If you convert the speed of light into kilometer per second, you will get 3 lakh kilometer per second. It means in 1 second it travels 3 lakhs kilometer, and therefore the vast difference between the sun and the earth, light can travel in just 8 minutes and few seconds. Then we have luminous and non-luminous objects. See, if you look at the things around you, you can classify them into 2 types, luminous and non-luminous. Luminous objects are those objects which produce their own light, which have their own light. Examples are sun, tube light, candle, bulb. All these are luminous objects as they have their own light. Non-luminous objects. There are also the objects which do not produce their own light. They are called as non-luminous object. Non-luminous objects do not have their own light. Examples are moon, planets, then this board, your body, all the things which do not have their own light, they are called as non-luminous objects. Basis. We can also classify things depending on whether the objects allows the light to pass through it or not. On this basis, the objects are classified as transparent objects, opaque object and translucent object. Transparent object allows almost all the light to pass through it. Example is glass. When light incident on glass, it passes through it. And then we have some transparent plastics also. Some plastic allows almost all the light to pass through it. Opaque object. What are opaque objects? Opaque objects are those objects which do not allow the light to pass through it. And therefore, when the light incident on opaque object, it obstructs the path of light and casts a shadow. There is one more category which is called as translucent object, which allows the light to pass through it partially, not completely. Example is butter paper. If you take butter paper, then or a ground glass, which is a thick glass through which the light passes but not completely. Then we have ray of light. Ray of light is a path along which light ray travels. This indicates the ray of light. As we discussed, light travels in a straight line, but it is difficult to obtain a single ray of light. Beam of light. Beam of light is a collection of rays of light. Collection of rays of light or a group of rays of light is called a beam of light. If the rays are parallel, then it is called parallel beam of light. In parallel beam of light, all the light rays are parallel to each other. Moving on further, we have reflection of light. As we have discussed, the luminous objects have their own light. Therefore, we can see them. It's obvious because light from the luminous object enters our eye and we can see the object. But what makes these non-luminous objects visible, as they do not have their own light? So, how can we see the luminous objects? It is the reflection of light which makes the non-luminous objects visible. When the light from luminous object incident on non-luminous object and this non-luminous object reflects the light, this reflected light enters our eye and we can see the object. You know that moon is a non-luminous object, but it reflects the light of sun and therefore it is visible. When the light from sun, which is luminous object, incident on the moon, which is non-luminous object, the reflected light enter our eyes and we can see moon. In this way, we can see the non-luminous objects. So let's study the phenomena of reflection in detail. Reflection of light is the bouncing back of light after hitting a surface in the same medium. When light incident on any surface, it bounces back in the same medium. This bouncing back of light after hitting a surface is called as reflection. It is similar to the ball. When a ball is thrown towards wall, it bounces back. Similarly, light also bounces back after hitting a surface. Let's study the reflection of light. Consider a highly reflecting and polished surface such as mirror. Mirror reflects almost all the light incident on it because it is coated with silver and silver is the best reflector of light. Let's consider an object at point A. Let AO be the incident ray of light which strikes a mirror at this point O. This point O is called as point of incidence. Then what we have to do? We have to draw a perpendicular at the point of incidence. This perpendicular at the point of incidence is called as normal. AO is incident ray of light which is coming from some object and incident on the mirror. When it incident on this mirror, it gets reflected. Let OB be the reflected ray of light. AO is incident ray, OB is reflected ray and NO is normal. Normal is nothing but the perpendicular which is drawn at the point of incidence on this reflecting surface. Now you can see there is an angle between the incident ray and the normal. This angle between the incident ray and normal is called as angle of incidence and denoted by small I. Angle of incidence is always denoted by small I. And there is also an angle between normal and reflected ray. So the angle between reflected ray and normal is denoted by small r. This r is the angle of reflection, which is the angle between the reflected ray and normal. Remember that angle of incidence is the angle between incident ray and normal. It is not the angle between incident ray and this reflecting surface. This angle is called as angle of glancing. Then there are two laws of reflection. First law states that angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. These two angles are equal, angle of incidence and angle of reflection. If the angle of incidence is 35 degree, then angle of reflection will also be 35 degree. This is the first law. Angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. And second law states that incident ray, normal and reflected ray, they all lie in the same plane. These three, incident ray, normal and reflected ray, all these three lie in the same plane. Now which plane? Same plane means which plane? In this case, it is the plane of this board, not the plane of this mirror. Okay, if you hold mirror in this case, it won't be the plane of mirror, it is the plane of this board. Most of the students get confused in this. Which plane is this? So it is the plane between, it is the plane of this board. Second law states that incident ray, normal and reflected ray, they all lie in the same plane. These are the two laws of reflection. Incident ray, normal and reflected ray. All these three lie in the same plane. Now, suppose the incident ray coincide with the normal, means it incident along the normal. Now what will be the direction of reflected ray? If the incident ray is along the normal, it incident perpendicular to this reflecting surface, what would be the direction of reflected ray? Can you tell me the direction of reflected ray? See, in this case, this law of reflection will help us to find the direction of reflected ray. We know that incident ray and normal, they coincide. It means that what is the angle of incidence in this case? In this case, the angle of incidence will be 0, as normal and incident ray, they both coincide. Okay. So if the angle of incidence is 0, according to the first law, angle of reflection will also be 0. An angle of reflection is the angle between normal and reflected ray. It means that this ray will get reflected in the same direction. So whenever the ray incident perpendicular to the surface, it gets reflected in the same direction. Now we are going to solve the numerical example on this reflection of light. First example is that a ray of light strikes a flat reflecting surface such that the angle between incident ray and the surface is 30 degree. Okay, find the angle of reflection. First, you have to read the question carefully and understand what are the given quantities. So in this example, the angle between the incident ray and reflecting surface is given. Okay, not the angle of incidence. The angle between incident ray and reflecting surface is 30 degree. To understand, first you have to draw diagram. If you draw a diagram, it will be easy for you to solve the example. This angle is given, which is 30 degree, and we have to find the angle of reflection. As we know, this total angle is 90 degree. That is, this normal angle between the normal and reflecting surface is 90 degree, and we have to find the angle of incidence. So if we subtract this 30 degree from 90 degree, we will get the angle of incidence, because the total angle is 90 and this angle is 30 degree. To find the angle of incidence, we have to subtract 30 degree from 90 degree. We will write solution here. angle of incidence is equals to 90 minus 30. 90 minus 30 is 60 degree. Therefore, angle of incidence is 60 degree. And according to the first law of reflection, angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. Therefore, according to the first law, we can write angle of reflection is also equals to 60 degree. Next example, what is the angle of incidence of a ray if the reflected ray is at an angle of 90 degree to the incident ray? In this example, the angle between the incident ray and the incident ray and the reflected ray is given. Reflected ray, the incident ray is at an angle of 90 degree. Okay, means this angle is given. Reflected ray is at an angle of 90 degree to the incident ray. This total angle is given and you have to find the angle of incidence. This angle of incidence you have to find when the angle between the incident ray and the reflected ray is given. Again we will use the laws of reflection. Okay. So what are the given quantities? First we will write angle of incidence plus angle of reflection is 90 degree, which is given in this example. Total angle is 90 degree. Therefore, we can write sum of this total angle, which is 90 degree. Okay. Now we will use this equation. We call this as equation 1. We will substitute this angle of reflection is equals to angle of incidence. Therefore, we will get angle of incidence plus angle of incidence is equals to 90 degree from this equation 1. You can write here from equation 1. And therefore, if you solve this, you will get twice angle of incidence is equals to 90 degree. And therefore, angle of incidence is equals to 90 divided by 2, which implies angle of incidence is equals to 45 degree. 90 divided by 2 is 45. Therefore, this angle is 45 degree. This is how we can solve the examples on reflection of light. If you know the laws, use it properly and solve. Reflection is classified as regular reflection and irregular reflection. This regular reflection takes place from a smooth and polished surface such as mirror. We have already discussed that mirror is a polished and smooth surface and it reflects almost all the light incident on it. So when a parallel beam of light incident on a smooth and polished surface such as mirror, a reflected rays also form a parallel beam of light. When the incident rays are parallel, reflected rays are also parallel. This type of reflection is called as regular reflection, in which when the incident rays are parallel, after reflection the reflected rays are also parallel. Irregular reflection takes place from a rough or uneven surface, a surface which is rough, which is not smooth. So when a parallel beam of light incident on the surface, the reflected rays are not parallel. When the incident rays are parallel but the reflected rays are not parallel, such type of reflection is called as irregular reflection or diffuse reflection, and it takes place from a rough surface. So the main difference between regular reflection and irregular reflection is that regular reflection takes place from smooth surface, and in this the incident beam and the reflected beam both are parallel. But in irregular reflection it takes place from rough surface which is not smooth. Even though the incident rays are parallel but reflected rays won't be parallel. Now the question is that whether the irregular reflection obeys the law of reflection. We know that the regular reflection follows the law of reflection. Already we have studied, but this irregular reflection also obeys the laws of reflection. In this case also, angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection, and incident ray, normal and reflected ray, they all lie in the same plane. If you take any one ray of incident, suppose if you take this ray, if you draw normal here, okay, and this is a reflected ray for this incident ray, then in this case you will get angle of incidence is equals to angle of reflection. So this irregular reflection also obeys the laws of reflection. In this case also, the incident ray, normal and reflected ray, they lie in the same plane. This regular reflection is responsible for the formation of image. As we have discussed, get our image in mirror because from mirror the regular reflection takes place. But we do not get our image in rough surface. For example, this board is also rough. It is not smooth and it is not polished. Therefore, we do not get our image in the board. But if you take, see, it is not only the mirror in which you get your image. If you take any shiny and smooth surface, you can see your image in that. Let me give you an example. If you take a new stainless steel dish, then you can see your image in that, okay, when it's new. But when it becomes old, it becomes rough, and therefore irregular reflection takes place. Because we rub it, we wash it, and the surface becomes rough. From the rough surface, irregular reflection takes place and we do not get our image. But when the dish is new, it is very smooth and shiny. From that, the regular reflection takes place, in which when the incident rays are parallel, reflected rays are also parallel, and we get our image. Let's do an activity which shows that light travels in a straight line. All you need is a torch and a plane mirror. So let's start. When torch is on, you can see the light rays which incident on the mirror travels in a straight line. This property of light is called as rectilinear propagation of light, in which light rays travels in a straight line. Let's change the direction of mirror. Now you can see when the incident rays are parallel to each other, and when the incident on the mirror, the reflected rays are also parallel. This shows that from mirror regular reflection takes place, in which incident ray and reflected rays both form parallel beam of light. So this is about the types of reflection. In next part of this lesson, we'll study the image formation in mirror and the properties of image in mirror. If you feel this topic interesting, please do share with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.